Friends, gamers, digital downloaders, gather round and listen closely, for I have a tale of caution, a story so tragic it would make Shakespeare weep into his quill. This is the tale of a game so profoundly misguided, so utterly devoid of joy, it could only be called Dustborn. Now, I'm no stranger to bad games. I've stared into the abyss, wrestled with clunky controls, and endured narratives that would make a potato weep. But Dustborn, dear viewers, this game is a whole new level of what were they thinking. It's a masterclass in missed opportunities, a symphony of mediocrity orchestrated by a team that seemingly despises fun. Imagine a game where every moment feels like a chore, where the characters are as lifeless as the pixels that form them. The controls are so clunky you'd think they were designed by someone who has never held a controller in their life. The narrative? Oh, don't get me started. It's like they threw darts at a board filled with cliches and called it a day. Buckle up, buttercups, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. This image perfectly encapsulates the emotional journey Dustborn takes you on. That's right, folks. Prepare to feel the crushing weight of existential boredom as you trudge through this digital desert of despair. It's a game that makes you question your life choices, a game that makes you wonder why you ever picked up a controller in the first place. So, heed my warning, fellow gamers. Save your time, save your money, and most importantly, save your sanity. Dustborn is a game best left in the dustbin of history. Let's talk gameplay, shall we? Specifically, the combat, which is about as enjoyable as a root canal performed by a rabid badger. Imagine, if you will, trying to execute a complex dance routine while wearing oven mitts and a blindfold. That's Dustborn's combat in a nutshell. The mechanics are clunky, unresponsive, and about as intuitive as hieroglyphics written in Braille. Your character moves with all the grace of a drunken giraffe on roller skates, and the enemies? Oh, the enemies. Let's just say their AI is about as advanced as a bag of hammers. Behold, the pinnacle of Dustborn's enemy design. These digital goons wouldn't know strategy if it hit them in the face, which, given the state of the combat, it probably will, repeatedly. Now, I'm a forgiving gamer. I can overlook bad graphics, tolerate janky physics, even forgive the occasional game-breaking bug. But a bad story? That, my friends, is unforgivable. And Dustborn's story? It's like a dumpster fire fueled by cliches and plot holes the size of Jupiter. The characters are flatter than pancakes left on a hot stove, their motivations as clear as mud wrestling in a dust storm. The dialogue? Let's just say it wouldn't feel out of place in a middle school play written by someone who's never actually spoken to another human being. Riveting stuff, right? I haven't been this emotionally invested in a story since I watched paint dry. Visual vandals, assaulting eyeballs. Since insert release date here, let's be honest, graphics aren't everything. Sure, gameplay and story can carry a game, but visuals do play a significant role in the overall experience. But when a game looks like it was designed on a potato powered by a hamster wheel, you know you're in trouble. It's like stepping back into the early 2000s, but not in a nostalgic way. Dustborn's visuals are an affront to eyeballs everywhere, a pixelated fever dream that would make even the most forgiving gamer reach for the eye bleach. It's as if the developers decided to ignore all advancements in graphic technology. The environments are bland and uninspired, lacking any sort of creativity or detail that could make them stand out. The character models look like they were ripped straight from a PlayStation 2 game with blocky shapes and minimal textures. And the animations? Oh, the animations. They are so choppy and awkward that they make you wonder if the characters are actually marionettes. Imagine a slideshow presentation put together by a toddler hopped up on sugar. That's Dustborn's animation in a nutshell, a chaotic mess that fails to convey any sense of fluidity. That's Dustborn's animation in a nutshell. Every movement feels disjointed, like watching a series of still images rather than a cohesive sequence. This, my friends, is what peak performance looks like. It's almost impressive how consistently bad it is. You can practically taste the technical prowess, or rather the lack thereof. The glitches and bugs are just the cherry on top, or maybe that's just the taste of my own disappointment. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but someone has to do it. Audio atrocities, making your ears beg for mercy. If you thought the visuals were bad, just wait till you hear the audio. Dustborn's sound design is an assault on the senses, a cacophony of poorly mixed sound effects and voice acting that sounds like it was recorded in a bathroom stall. The music is utterly forgettable, the kind of generic orchestral fluff you'd expect to hear in a dentist's waiting room. And the voice acting? It's like listening to a group of robots trying to read Shakespeare after a few too many shots of WD-40. This is the only part of Dustborn that will bring you peace. The verdict. Run away and never look back. So, what's the final verdict on Dustborn? Well, it's not looking good. If you're looking for a game that will make you question your life choices, then this is the game for you. It's a frustrating experience from start to finish. For everyone else, I implore you, run, don't walk, to the nearest exit. This game is not worth your time or your sanity. The gameplay is clunky, the story is nonsensical, the visuals are an assault on the eyes, and the controls are a nightmare to handle. The audio will make your ears bleed, with distorted sounds and a soundtrack that feels like it was composed in a rush. It's a masterclass in how not to make a video game, a true disaster in every sense. A shining example of everything that can go wrong when a game is rushed out the door without a shred of care or attention to detail. The development team clearly struggled, and it shows. Don't just take my word for it, look at the reviews. The gaming community has spoken, and the consensus is overwhelmingly negative. Even my dear old Nan, who still thinks Pong is the pinnacle of gaming, wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. She'd probably laugh at how bad it is. Seriously, she wouldn't go near it, and neither should you. Save your money, save your sanity, and for the love of all that is holy, avoid Dustborn like the plague it is. Invest your time in something more rewarding. There are so many better games out there. Don't waste your precious gaming hours on this disaster. Trust me, you'll thank me later.